the Professor Purcell talks about it like briefly in the first, and Tony Todd came up with that.
Oh, really? Wow.
It's not in the book. It's not Bernard Rose. Tony Todd did.
Oh, I did not know that.
And that's why he's so how do you say? He's so connected with the character. You should see him on Twitter and everything. He bloody loves freaking Candyman. Like it's so his character, you know. I think that's also why it's so good to know that he's going to be in the remake because he be Candyman.
Jordan Peele said there wouldn't be. He doesn't think there'd be a Get Out without a Candyman because it just changed the narrative. In '92, you had the first I know in the past there had been like Blackula and stuff like that, but you had your first one of the first like black monsters in this day and age people love Candyman. Candyman's alongside Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. I mean, it's a whisper now that everybody uses for sure. So he said without that and the inspiration of him, he might not be making horror movies. And that's sad because it was 92. But it's still I still love the way they handle this. But I guess I guess I never really looked into that until I got older. But now people talking about how they still admire Demon Knight all these years later because of Jada Pinkett was the survivor in that. And then I don't know have you watched Horror Noir on Shudder?
We don't have Shudder.
Oh, sorry.
Shudder, come to South Africa, please.
But it's a neat documentary about just kind of like black cinema and horror. And the guy who directed it said his favorite horror movie that he went to was Event Horizon. There's just so few of them. It's sad. But I think that's another reason why Candyman's been so big, because he's one of the few that is just like that influence people. Does that make sense? It's such a unique movie, and I think that's why it's had such a good life.
Definitely. It's like I said earlier, for me, I wasn't big on horror, but I think just because not a lot of horror really did anything for me. Like most of it was jump scares, but silly, you know, like it's in all of that. And like even Freddy, I mean, Freddy didn't really freak me out. Like, whatever, dude. You look funny.
I could take you.
I could take you once. At least you haven't seen my dreams. So, you know.
And I think that's what I love about horror, too, is I think the genre is so... horror's been recycling itself forever. It really has. I mean, you had Nosferatu, then you had Dracula. Like, it's been recycling itself for 100 years now. But I love the horror that's somewhat different. So we were talking about The Black Coat's Daughter.
Yeah.
We were talking about, I don't know,
so
Drag Me to Hell. Like, I like it when there's something, Event Horizon, that was so new to me. Like, that's my favorite horror, is when obviously the tropes are in there, but when there's just some different faces or different, that's why I love the current crop of A24. I think you have all these new actors getting in, because these aren't big Hollywood blockbusters, so you see a lot more fresh faces. And it's just, I think that's when you really start to, I don't know, that's my favorite kind of horror right there. It's not the real meta stuff, not the real slashery stuff. I like it just when it gets to Candyman, stuff like The Smart. I mean, the way this movie's lit. I mean, this is they light it coldly, but then they light it very warmly. Every light is on a dimmer in this. And that was a choice they made. I think like her going through Candyman's mouth, which...
Yeah, I love that shot where she climbs through Candyman's mouth the first time, and you see it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautifully done. Even today, like, you can see it's like the 90s or whatever, but it looks amazing. Yeah.
I mean, there's a timelessness to it, because everything's in camera.
Exactly.
You're not showing some, wonky 1992 CGI or some weird puppetry. There's really not even that in this, aside from the jump. That's the weirdest part. But yeah.
Most of the time you're in the movie. Most of the time you're really in it. Like, because, like, they want you to feel something. Bernard Rose, all the actors, they're working so hard to try and make you feel something, feel these characters. And I think that's the kind of horror that we like more, is make me feel something more than just jump scare or whatever. More psychological, more empathy, more like those kind of things. Make me also feel something that I didn't know that I did. It's like we actually had a discussion the other day, me and Corey, where we were talking about like religious horror, because neither of us are really into like religious horror movies. And it's interesting because a lot of people love that stuff, but it's really like kind of boring for me, because I just like, I don't buy into the gaslighting the religion does. I don't know. Like, it feels like it's just, oh, you must fear. And it's not, that doesn't really scare me. Like, you need to do something else with it, you know? Kind of like, did you see Penny Dreadful? I love Penny Dreadful.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
the obviously the first series. I haven't seen the second one. But I hear it's a completely different story. Some people say it shouldn't actually have the Penny Dreadful title. So I'm very
It got canceled, actually. It's only doing one season.
I saw that, and that's what I said. People were like, well, that's fine because it's not nothing like Penny Dreadful. And I was like, oh boy, okay. Like, now, yeah, still want to check it out just to know what the hell went wrong there. But anyway, like, I loved the first series, and that also a lot of religious, like, you know, demons and God and whatever in it. But oh, you gave me more with these people. It's so lonely, and these like existential themes. And then, oh, wait for it, it's also in like werewolves and vampires and I mean, yes, that was maybe like a bit of a self-indulging like thing for people like me. That was great.
No, so I mean, you have Eva Green, Josh Hartnett. He's been in a bunch of good horror movies too. I like Josh Hartnett in horror.
The cast, Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
I live for the cast. I've got the box set because I am a huge fan. I've watched it like 3 times now. I actually think I'm ready for a fourth watch.
Do it. It's heavy though. There are some. It gets heavy when the mirror guy comes in, and then like there's some gnarly death, and oh man.
Yeah, all the scenes between Eva Green and Frankenstein's monster.
Oh yeah.
I am a wreck, Mark. A wreck. It's so good. I cry. I hold myself. It's beautiful.
Oh, I forgot about Frankenstein.
But that's the thing, because it's so goth. It's like gothic romance. Like, it's tragic, but it's so beautiful, but it's so dark. It's great.
You should watch it. If y'all haven't watched Penny Dreadful, definitely do that. Oh man. They filmed in Ireland. That's tough though, to go from the overcast, the gothic version of Penny Dreadful to the bright sunshine, like Chinatown-esque Penny Dreadful City of Angels. That's a big departure. I wonder if people just couldn't. I wonder if it's actually a good show. Just people didn't enjoy that. If that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I saw the trailer for the new Penny Dreadful, I already saw that, okay, this is not going to be anything like the first one. That was clear. So, like, maybe people just didn't watch the trailer but that's also, we've had this conversation before, Mark. Like, people's expectations can really ruin a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have too many expectations, you guys. Yeah. Try not to. Try your best. Like, be like neutral. Be like clear. Be open to everything.
Hey, so try. If people were like, what should people's expectations be for Candyman? I mean, 92 this came out. If they haven't watched it yet, what should they expect?
That's a good question. How would I tell someone that?
I guess I would say it's like, okay, for me, it's like a horror noir drenched in sadness and like romance, but it's loaded with big blood effects.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely probably tell them that there will be some gore. Not too much more blood than gore, but I mean, yeah, those two go hand in hand, really. But also, yeah, like to maybe like look at it as a different story, something you've probably never seen before, because I think in a lot of ways that's true.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, so what does Candyman make you think of? Get Out. What other film does it make you think of? The actual story and the things that happen. What else?
Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah, like it's got a bit of a Dracula vibe. Yep. It's got a bit of like Hitchcockian shot stuff, victim wrongfully accused vibes. That's Hitchcock. Like it's got a lot of different, how do you say, like references, influences, but it's really something that I think stands on its own. And I honestly, Mark,
yeah,
I'm so excited about the new one. I am.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
I am. Oh, yeah.
They're saying that he might be the kid. They're speculating it might be the kid that was pulled out of the fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what you think about that.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I know that Vanessa Williams, who plays Anna Marie, the mother, she's in it. So, yeah. Huh, interesting.
Right? Hey, so how about this? Before we get out of here, you want to do a Tony Todd draft?
A what?
A Tony Todd draft.
Jumping a draft on me. Yeah. Why? Okay, let me Google.
We have to.
Tony Todd. Okay, but like, can we do Tony Todd TV shows? Dude, this guy was in everything. He was in an X-Files episode. He was in MacGyver. He was in a Murder, She Wrote episode.
Movies only.
Fine.
And then you can go to Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook to vote on this the day after this episode is released. All right, so I'll give you the first pick.
Okay, let me just
And you can pick Candyman.
No, I will not. I will pick the movie that when we all saw it the first time, we did that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time where he like points at the TV like, oh, which is Final Destination.
Oh.
Thank you very much. I'll take them before you do.
Levin Good and I did an entire series on Final Destination for the podcast, and I had a fun time going through it all.
So, man, I love Final Destination. I love the franchise. Like, big fan.
So let's leave Candyman out. How's that sound? Or do you want it? I'm going to take The Crow. And then if you want Candyman, you can have it.
Yeah, no, we can take him out. It's fine. I was like, well, we've got 2 and 3. I actually, by the way, watched 2 the other day. It wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as I remembered.
I like that.
It kind of falls apart at the end, because at the end, it really does kind of feel like white women savior thing. It's weird.
That they wanted to avoid in this. That they tried their best to avoid in this one. In this one.
Yeah, exactly. They tried their best, and then This
anyway. Wasn't Matt Damon in Elysium, where he's like the one white dude on the planet who saves it all.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Matt Damon. Right. Okay, you said you were going with The Crow. Good one. Okay, I will go with Hatchets.
Oh, I love that.
I watched it the other day. Oh, it's so bad, but it's so fun.
They want it. I think it's exactly the way they wanted, right? It's just a gnarly, violent, fun little thing.
Absolutely. I think so too. What was also cool is when I watched it, like it was with the Mardi Gras, and Candyman 2 starts with Mardi Gras, and I was like, yeah, it's Tony Todd with the Mardi Gras. Because he plays he's the Reverend Zombie in Hatchet.
Oh, yeah.
Reverend Zombie.
He likes going down there.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna like this pick. My second pick is Night of the Living Dead. The remake.
Yeah, cool. I wanted to pick that one, but that's fine. Then I'll go for the obvious great one, which is Platoon.
Oh.
I'll do
Platoon. Evil. I'll take The Rock.
Okay, good one.
Platoon is so good.
So now we're getting into the weird stuff. Let's go for Hellfest.
Hellfest?
I haven't even seen it, Mark. Hellfest,
I love this
2018.
Hellfest.
We're gonna watch it.
Like a boxer who sold his soul to become a great boxer. What do you think?
Oh gosh, it's like, yeah.
Sorry. So
it starts with on Halloween night. I'm thinking, yeah, let's do it. Cool.
All right, so that's fun. See, that's a fun one. Now I'm going through his 10 billion movies trying to pick one.
I know.
Gee, all right. So you already got Final Destination. Let's see. I'm not gonna cheat and take another one. Even though I love Final Destination 5. I don't know if he's in that one, actually. He's in Hatchet 2. He is in Final Destination 5. I'm not taking it.
You can if you want to. It's fine.
All right. Because I love Final Destination 5. I'm doing that.
I love most of them. I think, was it 3 or 4 that wasn't that great?
Yeah, 4 is the 3D one. That wasn't
can I take another Final Destination?
Yes, you can. What are you going to take?
Final Destination 2.
Oh, making log trucks scary for everybody.
That's a good one.
When you see logging trucks now, do they not just scare you?
I mean, look, it wrecked it for all of us, but actually not a bad thing to look out for on the road. So thanks.
Yeah. Actually, it raised awareness.
Exactly. Look out. Keep a good distance. Get ready to swerve.
You picked a cheeky one, so I got to pick a cheeky. I want to pick a cheeky one too.
Go for it.
Oh, I'm gonna do The Debt Collector with Scott Adkins. I'm doing that.
I didn't even see it on the list.
Scott Adkins is great. He's like the most underappreciated action star on the planet. So I'm taking